Mr. President, it's been 1 week since Democrats shut down the government. 1 week since Democrats put their far-left base before the American people. Over the past week, the Senate has taken votes on 2 different continuing resolutions. One, offered by Republicans, is a clean funding extension, something that we do routinely around here. It adds no Republican policies. It has no partisan policy riders. It just extends current funding levels through November the 21st so that we can make more progress on full-year appropriations. The Democrats' proposal, on the other hand, shows their lack of seriousness. Their resolution would fund the government until October 31st in exchange for $1.5 trillion in new partisan spending. Yes, you heard that right, Mr. President. $1.5 trillion in new partisan spending to fund the government through the end of the month. Just the end of the month. 4 weeks for $1.5 trillion. And then there's the fact that their plan makes non-citizens eligible for federal health care programs, strips away common sense work requirements for able-bodied adults to be eligible for Medicaid, and repeals the transformative $50 billion rural health fund that Republicans enacted in July to support and bolster rural hospitals. Why Democrats think that threatening health care in rural America is a winning proposition is beyond me. But apparently they really do think so because we're still in the shutdown 1 week later. And Democrats are digging in their heels on their partisan demands. Now, Mr. President, needless to say, Democrats' partisan $1.5 trillion bill has zero chance of becoming law. There's only one viable path out of the mess that the Democrats have created. We need to pass the clean, nonpartisan CR that's already passed the House of Representatives and that President Trump is ready to sign today, right now. And it is only a handful of votes away from passing here in the United States Senate. We're not asking Democrats to support any Republican policies. We're just asking them to reopen the government. It's that simple. And if just a handful of Senate Democrats would join Republicans and the 3 Democrat senators who already support the bill, we could end this shutdown in a matter of hours, get back to work and doing the work that the American people sent us here to do. Mr. President, Democrats may be earning some praise from the far left base, but I doubt that hardworking Americans have many kind words. Right now, federal workers, including our troops, Border Patrol, air traffic controllers, are working without pay. The National Flood Insurance Program has lapsed, putting households at risk during hurricane season. Telehealth and hospital at-home programs have expired, taking away services that Americans depend upon, especially in rural areas. Americans seeking services or benefits from the federal government are facing delays. And the longer Democrats refuse to support a clean funding extension, the worse things will get. Some federal workers will soon be missing a paycheck. WIC is almost out of money and may soon be unable to deliver resources to American families. And federally funded programs will continue to run through their reserve funds and be forced to curtail or cancel their activities. Mr. President, before I close, I also want to point out that Senate Democrats at the same time are blocking progress on bipartisan full-year funding legislation with their shutdown strategy. We have a number of bipartisan bills that are waiting for consideration on the Senate floor right now. Bipartisan bills that contain priorities from members of both sides of the aisle and from every corner of the country. Bills that we would be considering this week if we weren't stuck in the shutdown. Mr. President, Democrats' shutdown is helping no one. And I hope that when we vote next to reopen the government, my Democrat colleagues will join us to support our clean, nonpartisan continuing resolution, something that they have done 13 times as recently as when they were in the majority here in the Senate and President Biden was in the White House. We've had a few Democrats join us already. We just need a handful more, and we can reopen the government and get back to working for the American people. Mr. President, I'll yield the floor, and I suggest the absence of quorum.